Hello everybody, welcome here. This is my first live I'm doing here on YouTube, and I have my model and I'm going to take you through my cleanse with my model, showing you how I cleanse the skin, why cleansing is so important to do it correctly, and also just how you want to educate your own clients in how to clean their skin well at home. So let's start here, and you can watch me as I work on my client. So I'm using my cleanser today, and this one here is a really nice, as you can see, really soft, gentle cleanser. Here we go. And being that it's winter here where I am, it's really nice to have something that is super soothing on the skin, super calming, super soothing, but we do want it to clean the skin really well. This is so important. So make sure whenever you're cleansing the face that you really do well up in here between the eyebrows and getting under that eyebrow hair. You know, a lot of people, especially if you're an oily skin person, you want to make sure that you're really doing well in between the eyebrows, because a lot of people get very congested. You want to make sure you really clean this area well on an oily skin person. And my model does tend to be a little bit oily. She gets a little surface dry. Now this is something that we want to always address, surface dryness. It's such a problem because a lot of people use cleansers that are way too stripping on the skin. And you want to make sure that you keep the skin soft and supple, always soft and supple. You don't want to be using anything too stripping and too drying, because that really creates, it blocks the pores. You know, you want to always make sure that oil can get out. And an oily skin needs to be kept soft and supple. So after we cleanse, I like to do a skin analysis. Skin analysis is really important. And it's skin analysis that drove me to do my Understanding Skin Tour. My Understanding Skin Tour is all about understanding skin, and this is a huge passion for me, to be able to help elevate my industry and help people be able to understand what it is they're looking at. Because we have skin types and we have skin subconditions, and it's very confusing for a lot of people. Skin type is what you are basically born with. There's oily combination, there's combination dry, and there's dry skin. Now that's a skin type. A skin subcondition is the things that are at the top of the skin that's affected by things like the elements and product usage, that maybe you're not using the right products, and if you're using the wrong products, you can get surface dry, but then maybe be oily underneath. So I know it's a very confusing thing, but subconditions are affected by medications, and it's a very important subject to be able to discuss. Pore size is a subcondition. Cuperose is a subcondition. Dermatitis, eczema, psoriasis, scarring, pitting, melasma, these are all subconditions, meaning that we can change that. Skin type, you cannot. Skin subconditions, you can change. Just want to make sure you're really cleansing the skin well. I like to use disposable sponges. These are cellulose sponges, and this is what helps me clean the skin really well. At home, I do use a warm, wet washcloth, but in the salon, I like to use disposable sponges. Alrighty, so we've cleansed off the skin, done a nice job there. She did not have any eye makeup on, so we didn't have to remove that there for her, but I did clean around the eyes. gently with the cleanser. Now my second cleanse is going to be with the exfoliating mask. So I'm going to add a little bit of my healing gel to my exfoliating mask. My exfoliating mask, I love it. It is the Rejuvi exfoliating mask. It is a papaya based. It has lemon peel powder, and it's just a really fabulous. It has a little bit of glycolic, so it is an absorbing exfoliant. It absorbs dead cells. It doesn't have granules. It's different from a physical exfoliant. So this one here actually absorbs dead cells, and it's such a great product. I really love this one. Okay, so there we go. Exfoliating mask. Add a little bit of healing gel, and I'm going to mix the two together. Now, why am I mixing healing gel with the exfoliating mask? I'm mixing it because I don't want the exfoliating mask to be too strong, because this has a little bit of glycolic in it. Sometimes, you know, if you set up a sensitive slate in the very beginning, you don't want to have a reaction, because I want to keep my actives for later in my treatment. So I don't want to make the skin too sensitive in the beginning. So I mix a little healing gel, and you can make it, you know, you can add more healing gel if their skin is more sensitive. But in this case, I've done about half. We're going to put this on now. Because it has the papaya enzyme, it's also an exfoliant. Papaya, it absorbs dead cells, right? And then we've got the glycolic in there, which acts as another exfoliant to really help clean the skin and absorb those dead cells, just another way. So we've got the two different types of ingredients in there to be able to exfoliate and do a wonderful job. Exfoliation is really important, especially when somebody has an oily skin. It gets in there and cleans out a pore and the blackhead. And the blackhead is made up of bacteria, dead cells, and sebum. And so what that exfoliant does, it absorbs and it lifts out that bacteria, dead cells, and sebum. And it also brightens the pore, the lining of the pore, because the pore itself stains and it gets gray in color as a result of the oil. So once you exfoliate the skin, you're not only lifting out the dirt and grime and it's absorbing that, it's you're also brightening the pore, the skin in the pore, and that's what makes the pore not look as deep. So brightening a pore with an exfoliant and cleaning a pore is super important. Now, if you have a drier skin, you don't need to exfoliate your skin that often. And in fact, I am a dry combination, and I hardly ever exfoliate my skin because I use actives on my skin every day. So if you are using actives, which is your glycolic or your retinoids, then that also helps absorb dead cells. But for a lot of people, exfoliation is very, very important in keeping their skin clean, and especially if you're a more oily skin person. So I'm going to work it into the skin. I like to use my hands for everything. I always say nothing can work like my hands can work. It is my favorite tool and my best tool. So I've worked in the exfoliant. I like to massage in everything. Whenever you're massaging, you want to do circular motions to get under any fine facial hair, and that's what we've done. So we're going to remove the exfoliant now. And this is now my second cleanse. Now for home care, I use my own cleanser twice, and as I said on myself, I do not have to exfoliate my skin because I do use actives. So for me, I'm a drier combination. I have very little oil on my skin, and I don't have to exfoliate my skin. I don't have any surface dryness, and my skin I keep it really good. So, but for somebody who suffers more with an oily skin, and they have more blackheads, they have more congestion, maybe they have a little scarring, one of the best things to do is to exfoliate a couple of times a week. Usually 3 max. You don't want to be exfoliating more than 3 times a week, because over exfoliation can be a problem too. So you just want to make sure that you're doing a good job keeping the skin really clean. That's super important. And don't dry out your skin with foaming cleansers, things that make your skin feel tight and squeaky clean. Those are a no-no. So now we've got a beautiful finish here, ready for my next treatment. So that was my live today. This is my first live I've ever done on Facebook, and I just wanted to bring this to you. I will do more of these, and thank you for joining me today. It was fun to be here and cleanse and exfoliate my client's skin. See you all later. Hope you enjoyed that. Bye. Happy holidays. Now I've got to figure out how to turn it off. Bye.